Tensions continuing to rise between the United States and North Korea. President Trump again calling on China, North Korea's most valuable trade partner, to step in and pressure Kim Jong-un to negotiate in hopes of avoiding an all-out nuclear war.
U.S. relations are at risk of being poisoned. That's the word from state media in Beijing on Monday, ahead of Donald Trump's possible probe into alleged unfair trade practices that force U.S. companies operating in China to hand over their intellectual property. Trump has blown hot and cold with Beijing over North Korea in recent months, threatening to step up pressure on trade if China doesn't do enough to curb Kim Jong-un's nuclear regime. Now he's on the brink of a move that could ultimately lead to steep tariffs on Chinese goods.
We lose hundreds of billions of dollars a year on trade with China. They know how I feel. It's not going to continue like that. But if China helps us, I feel a lot differently for trade.
Monday's edition of the official China Daily newspaper criticizes, quote, Trump's transactional approach to foreign affairs, warning him against an irrational decision that he'll end up regretting and that they say will only drag down the U.S. economy. Trump's expected to order his top trade advisor to make a call on a probe into Chinese practices on Monday. Sources from inside the White House tell Reuters an investigation could take as long as a year to wrap up, but insist this is not a pressure tactic over North Korea.
The United States wants to solve this peacefully, but the military is ready. Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Joseph Dunford, he's in South Korea meeting with top military and political leaders there. The U.S. military says the visit highlights the ironclad commitment to the defense of South Korea in the face of North Korea's provocations and threats in the United States. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson and Defense Secretary James Mattis, in a joint piece in today's Wall Street Journal, warn any North Korean attack will be defeated and any use of nuclear weapons will be met with an effective and overwhelming response. They also call out China, writing, quote, absent China using its influence to show the world how a great power should act to resolve such a well-defined problem as North Korea's pursuit of nuclear weapons and long-range missile capability, others in the region are obliged to pursue prudent defensive measures to protect their people. China did announce today it will begin enforcing new United Nations sanctions against North Korea, suspending imports of coal, iron, and other materials early next month. Leland.
Romeo 4, speaking. French Sky Manager, path settings are selected to...
Yeah, I see it.
Secretaries Rex Tillerson and James Mattis co-authoring a new opinion piece on the North Korean crisis. In it, the president's two national security advisors sending a strong message to China while saying the U.S. will continue to work with allies to hold all nations accountable to their commitments to isolate North Korea. Tillerson and Mattis writing in the Wall Street Journal, quote, the U.S. is willing to negotiate with Pyongyang, but given the long record of North Korea's dishonesty in negotiations and repeated violations of international agreements, it is incumbent upon the regime to signal its desire to negotiate in good faith. A sincere indication would be the immediate cessation of its provocative threats, nuclear tests, missile launches, and other weapons tests.
I think the situation is very serious and grave. After the launch, North Korea stated that it was an ICBM capable of carrying a large-sized nuclear warhead. In light of the experience of following North Korean nuclear issue, generally North Korea does what it says it is going to do when it comes to nuclear issues. We are facing a new level of threat. In the past, it was about nuclear weapons. Now it is some nuclear weapons and missiles. In the past, it was a regional threat rather, but now it is a global threat.